Welcome to Nha Trang, home to some of the best beaches here in Vietnam and the stunning Asian Blue Lagoon. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience, what everything costs, where to go, and wait until you see the hotel. The value for money is absolutely insane, so let's get into it. Good morning, Vietnam. Welcome back to the vlogs, where today we are here in Nha Trang and we're going to be exploring the city for the first time, starting off with the Ponagar Temple, which is meant to be a beautiful temple here in Nha Trang, followed by going to the Long Son Pagoda, which again is meant to be stunning, before finally being able to check into our hotel, the Aaron Hotel. So if you didn't check out yesterday's video, we basically took a sleeper bus from Hoi An all the way to here in Nha Trang, and we arrived very early this morning, so we've been unable to check in so far unless we wanted to pay a fee of 50% of the room to check in early, which we're not going to do. Then after we've checked in, we're hoping to go over to iResort, where we can relax in the mud baths of the spa, and there's also some hot springs to maybe see and maybe go into. So we're now going to get a taxi to the first location, which is the Ponagar Temple. Our Grab taxi has arrived, so let's get in. And we have arrived at the Ponagar Temple, a temple which was built between the 7th and 12th centuries by the Champa Kingdom. Really impressive, and it kind of looks a little bit like Angkor Wat and Siem Reap. So it'll be interesting to learn a little bit about this one, because it looks a lot different to all the other temples which we have seen so far. I think the best thing about Nha Trang so far is that it's provided us with blue skies and the sun, which is nice, although it is getting very hot very quickly, so we may regret wishing for the sun, especially when we're doing all this sightseeing. We've been waiting for a while now for a snake to come out of the pot over there, but I think that's a pot just for tips, unfortunately. This one here is the northeast tower, and then I believe that one's the south tower. We'll check in a second, but we'll take a look inside the northeast tower. I don't think you can take videos though, so I'll have to let you know what I think of it once I go inside. Nothing too exciting in that one, just usual Buddha, and there's actually quite a lot of people in there that was praying to the Buddha, so it's about 15-20 people just on their knees. So it's a bit more religious, this one, rather than just tourists going inside and taking photos. So the south tower is slightly smaller than the northeast tower, and then you have the southeast tower, which is the smallest of them all. They're all very similar. They've just basically got Buddha inside, people praying to the Buddha too, but it is pretty cool. I have to say, I do really like the design of these ones, the stone, but you can tell it's been renovated, I feel. Like, the bricks have been obviously replacing the stones in the recent years, so I'll show you what I mean. So if I get a little bit closer, it just looks like bricks, and I thought, well, surely it's nice if you've been made from bricks, but if you look further up, you can see where it's like the proper stone which they used before, and they've obviously rebuilt parts of it. At the back end, there's quite a cool little garden as well. Spotted a buffalo here at the front, some nice flowers. They're all really well kept, to be fair. It's probably because everyone's like paying to go inside them all the time, so they've got the money to just keep them running. There's some cool stone carvings as well, which they've done, and you can obviously buy them here. So that is the Ponagar Temple, and we're now going to be heading over to the Long Son Pagoda. So it'll be interesting to see how much of a difference there is between the pagoda and the temple, because to me they're both very similar, so it'd be good to see them both in the same city and see what we think of the both. So we've ordered a second Grab taxi for just around 48,000 dong, which is about £1.50. But to be honest, if you can ride a motorcycle, then I definitely recommend getting the mopeds, because at all of these sort of places there's like moped parking, so you can see there's like an entrance and an exit. It's quite funny actually, and people just drive in, they pay for the parking and then leave, and that's a much cheaper way of doing it. I think you can rent the bikes for like around $3 a day, so, and we've already spent about £3 on Grab taxi, so if you can do it that way, it is much easier, and the petrol's quite cheap too. But we're obviously going to be getting the Grab taxi now over to the Long Son Temple, so at least we get the aircon's car rather than being in the sun all day. We've arrived at the next location, the Long Son Pagoda. It looks beautiful, and then right at the back there is a white Buddha that hopefully we can go up to later on, that white statue. But unlike the first place, this is completely free to go inside, so don't have to pay anything, which is nice. And here it is. So it looks a lot more modern than the previous one. I'm gonna have a look up the historical facts on when it was built and stuff. But we'll go take a look inside first and see what we think. One thing I don't understand though is that it's like the smallest entrance in the world there. For some reason everyone has to squeeze through that little gap when they've blocked that off, which is a little bit annoying. Inside the temple it was very spacious, quite a big temple compared to a lot of the ones which we have seen, but they're all very similar to each other. They've got the Buddha as usual in the centre, lots of people praying and giving donations. But yet again at the temple it is more steps as we try and climb up towards the white Buddha statue. That's quite cool. It's like a massive canopy with a bell in it just there. Honestly, these stairs are a killer. I'll definitely be coming back from this trip fitter. My legs will be much stronger, and hopefully the 5k park runs will be a lot quicker too. But we've finally made it up to the top, to the white Buddha, which looks really impressive. It is beautiful. It's just so pure and white. I don't know how they clean it either. Like, someone's obviously got to get up there and clean it, because it's surely going to be covered in bird poo. And guess what? It's another Buddha within a Buddha. So this one was actually pretty cool inside. Take a look at the walls, got some quite intricate designs going on around there. And then obviously, as usual, in the centre, there is the Buddha. But I have to say this one was a bit more prettier than the other ones we've seen. The best bit about coming up to the top of these is that there's just an incredible view of the cities that we're in. So you can obviously see really far that way. I actually don't know what's that way, to be honest, but I think there's meant to be a lot of islands that you can go to, and it does look like it's just literally next to the sea, and there's islands dotted around, a little bit like Halong Bay. But I don't understand some people that walk up here in like jeans and coats and stuff. It must get so hot and sweaty, because we're burning right now. So on the way down, we've seen the lying down Buddha with massive feet, I have to say. Looks like he's got too many toes, but he hasn't. They're very long toes. Thankfully he's not got smelly feet. And then in the background there's just loads of Buddhas basically praying around, loads of monks praying around the Buddha. It's the first time I've noticed actually that there's the spot on his forehead. I'm not too sure whether it's a different religion to the ones that we've seen, or whether it's still the same. So someone will have to let me know down in the comments whether they all technically have it, or whether I've just only noticed this one, and maybe this one's slightly different religion to the ones we've seen previously. We've also noticed that a lot of the monks here wear grey rather than the orange which we are used to. So again, I don't know what the reason for this is, and if someone does know the answer, let me know down in the comments again. But that is it for the pagoda, and we're now going to head down to the beach, where hopefully we can take a look and see how sandy it is. Hopefully there's somewhere to grab a drink too, so we can cool down and have a little relax before checking in to our hotel. So the taxi has just dropped us off. It costs around 40,000 dong, which is just over £1. But we are here at the Tham Thap Thuong, which is like a big structure here in the centre. It's quite a cool little structure that they've built too. But the main reason for that is so that we can walk alongside the beach. But before we do that, we need to put some sun cream on. We're not used to having to put sun cream on at all here whilst being in Vietnam. So we need to go and put that on now, otherwise we are going to burn. And we finally get to see a bit of Vietnamese paradise. The beach. Look at how beautiful that is. Blue sea, The island's in the background. Vin Pearl, actually, which is the island right ahead. You may be able to see the sign once I've zoomed in over there. But you can get a cable car over there, and it's like a theme park. I don't think we're going to go to it just because we don't really need to be going to theme parks, and we don't have the budget to be going to theme parks. But I've heard that's meant to be really cool. But I am loving the blue skies. This is probably one of the first beaches which we've seen properly too, because most of the places we've been so far are basically city breaks. But it is beautiful. I have to say, Nha Trang is a stunning city so far. We've been walking down this walkway for quite a while now, but we finally managed to find somewhere where we can get a drink, so we're going to check that out. But we have to say, it is a really nice walkway. It's covered by palm trees, which is nice, keeps you in the shade. But then you've also got the beach and the sunbeds on the left-hand side. Here's the cafe that we're just about to take a look at. And then on the right-hand side, it's like a nice little park too. So it's a beautiful place so far. We have now walked past a couple of really nice restaurants. We're thinking of going to the sailing club this evening, which is literally just on the beachfront. It's a little bit more expensive than usual, but we're happy to spend a bit more cash because the hotel's very cheap and we're not actually doing too much whilst we are here. So we've got the budget to spend on a nice meal. There's also a lot of these fitness things. You can see this guy trying to do a pull-up there, but you'll see loads of people on the sides doing it. It kind of reminds me of the game GTA or like America, where you walk past and there's all these like bodybuilders that are on the side of the beach lifting weights and stuff. It's really cool atmosphere around here. So for brunch today, we have come to the Louisiane Brew Bar, and it actually looks really nice. Beth will show you around now. And what's quite cool is the pool down there with sunbeds, and you can actually get them for free and go in the pool all day. But well, we got told they were free, so maybe we need to ask again because we don't believe them. But it's got a nice bar there in behind it, and then you can also do brewery tours and cooking classes here too, which is quite cool. And then there's a bit more of the brewery just behind Beth. You can see all the steel containers there. But we have ordered ourselves one of the Louisiane Passion beers, which has basically got a bit hint of passion fruit in it. And they say it's like a Vietnamese shandy, but it's 4.8%, so it doesn't really sound like a shandy. But it's currently 11 a.m. too, so we're going for our drink at 11 a.m. It's finally sunny on the beach. Now let's give it a try. That's really strange. It does taste literally just like a shandy, so it doesn't actually taste like a beer at all. But I'd say that's quite refreshing, not the nicest beer I've had. Classic Vietnamese style, my food has arrived, but we're still waiting on Beth's, but it looks delicious and smells incredible too. So I have got the pesto pasta spaghetti, and we're going to give it a try. It's a vegetarian option. It has got Parmesan cheese on top, which I think is why it's not vegan. Looks like it's got olives, I think it's eggplant, tomatoes, quite a lot of different vegetables in there. That's nice. I think this might be the first pasta dish that I've had since coming on the trip. So dish 2 has arrived. It's Beth's cauliflower wings, which actually look really tasty, and it's a much bigger portion than we were expecting, so we can see why it is so expensive here, as well as because of the location. But let's give one of her wings a try, because she's not going to be able to finish these on her own. They actually taste really nice. I love the coating on them. And finally, dish 3 has arrived, which is the tofu. It looks really delicious, but look at that. It's like a mountain of tofu. I don't know how Beth is going to finish that, but she said she's going to finish it, which is good news because she'll be full till tea now. But let's give it a try and see what we think of it. Well, hot. Very hot. It's very nice. Definitely not as nice as the other 2 dishes though. The food came to 710,000 dong, which is around £22, so it was quite expensive, especially compared to all of the other restaurants that we are used to going to. But now we're going to head back to the hotel because we should hopefully be able to check in, but we'll have to see whether they do let us into the room or not. Then we'll decide what we are doing next. Beth didn't actually manage to finish her tofu in the end. I thought she'd struggle, but the tofu mountain defeated her, so she'd have to leave a little bit of that, but she did manage to get through the cauliflower though. Right, now this is how you cross a Vietnamese zebra crossing. You just got to slowly edge out. Wait till there's a little bit of a gap. Can you start moving now then? We could have gone then. We could have gone. No, we could have gone, definitely. Right, now you just got to slowly edge out and hope for the best. So no one actually stops you. Now we've got to look on this right hand side. We're getting quite lucky with the first section. The bikes will just swerve around us, that's how it tends to work. And there we go, that is how you cross a road in Vietnam. Back where we started at the Aaron Hotel. So we've checked into our room, got the superior room for 2 nights, and it is £19 a night. And we're really surprised with just how nice this room is too. So take a look at this. Huge first room, you've got a massive bed there. I don't even know what size that is, to be honest, but you could probably fit about 5, maybe even 6 people on that bed. It's got the 2 bedside tables too. Then you've got a massive window there, a second massive window, a nice red chair to sit on. You've got a desk space, you've got a huge mirror here, obviously the aircon, which is what we need. Some places don't even have aircon, which is crazy. Big TV, fridge, which is good news, and you obviously get your free waters and stuff. Then you've got a massive wardrobe where we've put both of our suitcases, well, our bags. And what's really cool is this safe. Now, I've never seen a safe which opens up that way before, but that is legendary for me because I always struggle to get like my laptop in and out because it's really tight. This one's perfect. Lift it up, drop it in, sorted. Bathroom looks stunning too, so huge mirror here in the bathroom. You've then got the sink, nice looking sink, hairdryer too, game changer. Got the toothbrushes and all the usual stuff. Then you've got the toilet and then a really nice shower too. So overall, a very, very nice room, and for just £19 a night, that is crazy. Probably the best room for value that we've had so far. The view is pretty good too from outside the window because we are on the 11th floor. And you can actually see there's a rooftop pool over there. There's a rooftop pool at this hotel too, so we're gonna have to go and check that out at some point later on. But now we're gonna just chill out in the room, unpack, cool down a little bit because it's quite warm outside. We've just put the aircon on because the aircon's usually off when you come into these rooms, and they are boiling. The window is open too, which is not ideal. And then later on we'll head out and I'll let you know what we're doing. Showered, changed and ready to go. Still feeling a little bit tired though from the sleeper bus last night, but we're going to be heading over to the I Resort where hopefully we can just mess around in the hot springs, maybe do the mud bath too, and apparently they've got some water slides there as well. So we're looking forward to giving them all a go. I've not bothered doing my hair because I thought it's just going to get wet and flattened again, so we'll just leave it as it is. But it's about 20 minutes from here, so we need to get a grab taxi and that'll take us straight there, and I'm not sure how much it is, so I'll let you know once we go in. So we have arrived at the I Resort. We've decided to go for the ticket with a hot mineral bath and the mud bath too. And look at how beautiful the place looks. So it cost us 400,000 dong each, which is around £12 each. We got your little car here, best about to be run over if she's not careful. But yeah, like I said, it costs about £12 each, so it's nice and reasonable. Much more reasonable than the Blue Lagoon. We've done that before and that costs hundreds. So definitely take that, but we'll have to see what it's all like. I think there's a locker room and a changing room which we're going into now, so we'll get changed and see you on the other side. So I've now switched over to my GoPro, but the changing rooms are massive, which is good, and you also get a locker each to put your stuff in, and that's free of charge, so you don't have to pay for that, which is always nice. The resort looks beautiful. There's loads of sunbeds, lots of little different hot springs, and apparently there's a water park too, which we're going to try out. But yeah, we've just got changed and we're now heading into the park. So the first thing we're going to be trying out is the mud bath. Let's take a look inside. Apparently you've got to take a shower first, then you can go in the mud bath, and then after that you rinse yourself with like the waterfalls and other things. So it's pretty cool in here, I have to say. We're currently filling up the bath with mud. It's funny, it looks maybe a little bit like chocolate or manure, I don't know which one. But that's pretty cool. Right, it's really cold. Hey, this is what it's like if you get food poisoning in Vietnam. They're shaking their head at me. So we've just got out the shower, all the mud is being cleaned off, and now we need to head into the waterfall. So we've just been in the waterfall to wash ourselves off. It's quite funny. I don't know why I was having such a good time in there, as it was bouncing off my head. I thought it was like a sprinkler. But we're now going to head into what is called the human car wash. Right, here we go. like jets that hit you on the sides, they tickle you. God, that was good fun. Now we're going to jump into this waterfall here, have a little swim around. We've got it all to ourselves, so it's pretty good really. The next is the hydrotherapy. It was actually said closed for maintenance, and we just literally said, oh, is there another one? And they said, oh no, we turned it on. So hoping it's still okay. I don't want to walk through it. I don't know if the water's going to be hot or cold either. Oh, cool. That's really high. It's totally not going to as well. Come inside to my crib. It's basically like an Asian Blue Lagoon, it's amazing. Right, now we got to get back out, same way that we came back in, through here. The footage ain't great, I know, the lighting's not ideal. There we go, let's go. It like tickles you. Oh. So we've made it out, So we've now made our way over to the adults swimming pool, which is nice and warm too, which is great. No one else in here too. It's so quiet, which is mad. It must get busy at some point because it is so quiet today. But it's funny because there's actually a sign over there. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it says no spitting. You see so much spitting going on just around the place constantly. People spitting in drains, just on the floor, just in the sand, everywhere. It's disgusting really. There's also a bar where you can get coffee, fruit juice, smoothies, cocktails, bakeries too. Look, they're called the coconuts and bananas, they're cool. And that's what the bar looks like inside. It's a little bit dark because of the shadow. But we're now going to head into this pool, which we're not sure whether it's warm or if it's got any difference to the last pool that we're in. But we thought we'd give it a try before we head over to the water park bit where we can go hopefully down a couple of slides. So this is the water park area. This looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if it's like got a wave machine on it, but if it has, it's not on right now. And it won't be that deep either because there's kids there stood up. And there's a second pool there. And the pool that we're going in right now is called the jacuzzi pool. It's 0.8 meters deep, so fairly shallow. But let's see if we can turn on the jacuzzi, because this doesn't look like much of a jacuzzi pool, whereas the one next door's got bubbles going. So maybe we need to turn them on. We didn't go in that water park for long, mainly because it was just kids in there, so we thought it would be a bit strange being going in. And Mummy Beth wouldn't take me in and hold my hands as I went round, unfortunately. So we're now going to head over to the water slide section. There's like a waterfall too, so we're going to look at those. This waterfall bit is impressive, I have to say. They've made it really cool there. So it's got water flowing into the pool at the bottom. I don't know whether it's warm or not, we'll have to see. I think that was turned off, that's what we're trying to do. Got to the water slides, which I was looking forward to, but it is literally like young kids that are going down it. So Beth has forbidden me from going down, unfortunately. So we're going to go to a different section now, which has got like loads of rocks in the centre. I don't really know what this section's like, to be honest, but we'll take a look. Well, that's going to be it for the water park, so I'll see you on the other side. We've just come out, showered and changed. I have to say, iResort is the Asian Blue Lagoon. It's crazy, it's so impressive. It's beautiful as well. So if you ever come to Nha Trang, this is a must do for sure. Quick turnaround and we've showered, changed, and we've got our evening wear on. So the Tommy Hilfiger tie-dye top. I'm hoping that we're going to catch the sunset outside. I don't know how good it's going to be. It's got a few clouds going over the top now, but we're going to head up to the rooftop pools because hopefully we can see it from there, but we've not been up there yet, so we don't know what the view is going to be like. So let's get up there and let's see. So we've just come up to the top by the pool. It looks beautiful as well. It's just there behind me. That's the rooftop pool. But look at the views that we've got from up here. You can obviously see that it's going to set over there. So we're hoping that tomorrow when we get food down at the beach, it should be right ahead of us. But there's like a wheel over there. And we think that might be the Vin Pearl that I was on about, the theme park. So that's all lit up, which is pretty cool too. But we're now going to go and head to IVegan for food tonight. So it should hopefully be pretty tasty. So we have arrived here at IVegan. It's actually a really cool restaurant. So Beth will show you. There's actually koi fish down here. Just as I say, there's no koi fish around. But you might be able to see the Japanese one over there. There's an orange big one that's coming up towards us now. But it is a beautiful restaurant. I mean, it might be 2 floors too. I'm not actually sure whether it is or not. But it's within a hotel, which is quite strange. But they've also got a dumbwaiter, so we've been seeing all the food go up and down, which is quite funny. But yes, the food has arrived. So I've got the smoothie bowl, which looks delicious. It's a blueberry smoothie bowl too, so you can see the blueberries there on the top. It's got like vanilla, it's got chai seeds, got coconut, got granola. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a bit more like a breakfast, but it looked really nice, so I'm giving that one a try. And Beth has got the Tokyo salad bowl, so it's kind of like a sushi bowl, and that looks delicious too. Not going to try any of Beth's today, but we both ordered a juice. I've got lemon juice, Beth's got the passion fruit juice. We'll give our lemon juice a try now. Wow, that is sour. That just makes me want to go like that. That is so sour, because I've had some in the previous hotel. They had lemon juice and it wasn't as sour as that. They must have been adding sugar or something into it to make it nicer. But now let's try our smoothie bowl. We'll give it a quick stir though to begin with. Little spoonful. That is very cold on the teeth, but really delicious. It's almost like an ice cream with it all together. Blueberry ice cream, so I'm definitely going to enjoy that. Beth will enjoy hers too, and I'll let you know what we think once we finish. So the mains were delicious. Mine got a little bit sickly towards the end, but I did actually really enjoy that. And now we've ordered 2 desserts. We actually got one for free for doing a review on Google, which is good. So the brownie we got free. And then I have got a carrot ball. It sounds awful, but I'm hoping it tastes like a carrot cake. It's got like vanilla and other things in it too, so it should taste quite nice. And it's got cinnamon, and I love cinnamon. But let's start off with the brownie. I'm not going to lie, I have seen better looking brownies, but let's give it a try. That is not a great brownie, I'm not going to lie. Don't like that really. Bit oaty, I think. It's a bit. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that one. Right, here we go. Let's try some carrot ball. It's okay. Better than the brownie, but overall, not the best of desserts we've had during this trip. And that is going to be it for tonight. So the food came to 320,000 dong, which is around £10, so not too expensive at all. The desserts weren't great, but the rest of the meal was delicious. Then we went to a mini market on the way back. We bought a couple of items, including breakfast for the morning. And I've got this thing, which is basically a chocolate loaf is what it was called. So we'll give that a try in the morning, see what that's like. Beth's got some more of the protein bars. We got some Oreos and Kit Kats too, and that came to 123,000, which is around £3.83. This would be a lot cheaper than if we were to have breakfast at the hotel, so we thought that was definitely worth it. And then hopefully tomorrow we'll be heading over to Monkey Island, so that should be some really good fun, so don't miss out on that one. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and also don't forget to like the videos if you do enjoy them, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog.